Every single person in this world has a story to share. Your story is your superpower, and it's unique to you. In sharing it with the world, you can impact millions of people. If you keep it to yourself, you are doing the world a disservice. This is Dela. I'm the host of Dela's Voice, and I help you share your superpower with the world.
Hello, and welcome back to another Dela's Voice live Sunday talk show. I am thrilled to be here with you. It is actually such a blessing to be able to bring you stories of amazing people from all over the world who can inspire you, who can uplift you, who can inform you, who can motivate you to change your life for the better. A lot of us live with a lot of hurt. Things have happened to us. We've experienced things. Maybe the way we grew up, maybe the relationships we've had. And they've caused us pain. They've caused us hurt. And sometimes we can live in that pain, in that hurt for a very, very long time. And it holds us back. And so we always talk about how healing starts with us. If we're going to get healed, we got to start inside. My next guest today has done exactly that. She's had her share of pain and hurt and struggle. But at some point in her life, she decided that in order for her to move on, she needs to heal first. And so that's what she's done. It's my pleasure to bring you my guest today. She's a beautiful woman, and she has a great story. But I do want to encourage everyone who's watching this show to please be generous and share this with others, because you just never know the ripple effect of sharing this information with just one other person. And also, please keep us company during the show. Send us your comments, send us your love for my guest today. And also remember to give us those likes, because we like the hearts. we like them. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce my guest today. A little bit about my beautiful friend, Falguni Yogi. So she's a certified energy healer and a regression hypnotherapist from Dallas, Texas. Falguni was born and raised in India and is now residing in the States for the past 20 years. Falguni has a diverse background from entrepreneurship, owning her own business, to working in the medical aesthetics field, and also account management. About 7 years ago, in 2013, is when Falguni was guided to go on a healing journey. However, she couldn't start right away because of her job and her personal commitments. But finally, in 2015, her calling to go on this healing journey became so intense that she had to commence this journey. And so she did. And throughout all these years, she's been working on herself. She's been learning new modalities. She's done all she can to heal herself from the wounds and the pains and the hurts of her past. And then she decided, I'm really good at this. And this is actually my passion and my calling. So she started on this journey of helping others heal. And so today, through her work, she helps other individuals heal and live better lives every single day. So I can't wait for you to meet Falguni. Let's bring her on. And we're going to squeeze her for information today because we want to make sure we take full advantage of this hour with Falguni. So listen up. Take a pen and paper, whatever you need to take notes. Pay attention because you just never know how this hour might change your life forever. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my beautiful guest, Falguni Yogi on Dela's Voice. Hey! Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dela, for a wonderful introduction. And thank you so much for having me here. I'm so thrilled, actually. I'm thrilled to be here. And I'm so excited to share my journey with others and hoping that at least one person get benefit out of it. My life is successful.
Oh, that's a great purpose, right? That's a great purpose. We talked about this before the show started, and we said, what is our intention of having this show? And we both agreed that even if we could touch one life today, then we've done our job. And that's a beautiful thing. Falguni, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being so courageous and so brave as to, I know this is for you stepping out of your comfort zone. And so it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of courage to be here interviewed and bring your story out. But there's a purpose in that. When there's a purpose, there's a way. And so you're here, and I'm going to help you get your message out today to as many people as possible. And so let's put up our banner so that when people come in, they can see what we're talking about. Healing starts with you. That title resonates with you, doesn't it, Falguni?
That resonates 100%. I'm so glad that you chose the perfect title. I was actually, okay, yes, this is perfect. This is what I want to talk about, that how I healed myself and how now I'm going to help other people.
So we didn't even talk about this. Like we didn't even decide on this. I just picked this title and she loves it. This is good. I'm glad. I like it when things work out like that.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get started. We already have some people watching, and I want to thank you for watching, but also please drop us a line, because I won't know that you're watching unless you drop us a line. Then we can say hello to you. So far, we have Sarah. Hi, Sarah, and Deborah. She is also here. So thank you so much for dropping us a line. And so let's start. Okay, Falguni, let's start with you growing up. I know you were born in India, you were raised in India. Tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
Yeah, so I was born in India. I was born in a big city. My father was a businessman. My mother was a housewife. And they had lots of problem conceiving kids. So doctors told me that, my mother, that you don't have ability to conceive a kid. So finally, she had to beg in front of God that I really, really want a child. And that's how I born, actually. And my parents comes from a very small town from Rajasthan, which is very conservative, orthodox place where they come from. My entire family is still in that small village right now. But I was lucky enough, so they moved to city, and my father established his business in the city, and that's how I was born in the city. Good part is that my mother was a spiritual. My father was also spiritual, but my mother would do day-to-day rituals. She will make sure that every evening we go to temple. And from very early age, I developed this service, because I go to temple every evening with her, and I do some kind of service in the temple. So this is how my upbringing happened. And then I did have my study in the commerce. like which is like business in India. This is about like my college. I finished sometime in 93, 94. And then I got married in 2000 and I came to USA.
Thank you for that, Falguni. So you're an only child,
Yes, I'm an
right?
only child.
Okay.
Yes.
So like the miracle that God gave to your parents, right?
Yes.
Amazing. And then so you get married, and was that arranged marriage, by the way?
My marriage is a little bit awkward. It was not arranged, or I have not dated him. We were neighbors and we played together as a teenage kids. And one day, out of blue, he just proposed me to get married. For 2 years, I didn't say yes, but he was so after me. And finally, after 2 years, I said yes to get married. So we took a permission and then we came here together in United States, 2000.
Okay. So I've got a couple of more people on here that have sent us a message. Paula de Candia, Felicia de Candia, I beg your pardon, is here sending us love. Debbie says, I'm so excited for this today.
Yay!
She's really excited for this today. I'm really excited for this today too. Okay, so you come to the States with your newly husband. Yes. And then what happens?
So when I came to United States, newly wedded bride with so much hopes and dreams. So in the beginning, it was like I started having from very beginning. I started having some kind of intuition that something is not right. Something is not right because he married to me, but as if I felt like he just married to me just sake of getting married, or maybe I was not saying yes to him, and he just wanted, like, he was onto that like war zone that, okay, why she's not saying yes to me. So that kind of like from the very beginning, it just like started falling apart. Like he was never there for me. He was like just busy in his stuff. Even though he was working from home, his office from home, he never paid attention towards our marriage. So it took me some time in the beginning that what's going on. That's how, like, some time in the sense, long time, like 3 to 5 years. Like I kind of started getting to know that what exactly going on, because from very beginning the abuse started, like first like verbal, emotional, and then it started like at physical level. And I at that time I did not know that I'm an empathetic person. I'm an empath. So I was like taking all that in, thinking that, okay, what is going on here? Because he would start talking about his childhood and he'll start crying. And then like he was bipolar. He got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I had to like read and get information on my own. So because of like all these things going on in the home, I was not able to connect with people. I was not able to make friendship with people because I was thinking, oh my God, whatever is going inside my four walls, people will come to know. If I get close to my friends, if I make friends, and if I get close to friends, they might come to know about my situation, that what's going on. And I was like, being the only child, I was not sharing all these things with my parents also. I was like dealing with all these things on my own. So finally, when I was like keep hearing him, like he would keep talking about his childhood, what happened to his sister, what happened to his father and mother, what kind of relationship they had, like between father and mother, and he would like keep talking same thing, and then he would start crying. So then it made me to search on this, that why he is doing that. And that's when first time I realized that there is some kind of childhood trauma in his life. And then I was able to manage to take him to psychiatrist. He went like a couple of times, And then he said, no, I don't have any problem. You just want to prove that I have something wrong with me. So that way you can be free and whatever you want to do in your life. So that's why you are like trying to prove me something is wrong with me. And then he stopped going to seek some therapy and totally stopped. It got to the point where I can't even speak. Like the moment some word comes out my mouth, it will go like into the argument, and then argument will turn into the verbal abuse and physical abuse. Meantime, actually, I wanted to study here further, and I asked him that, okay, I want to go to school, I want to study. Then he would say, okay, why you want to go to school? We have our own business. You are managing our own business. After you study, how much you going to make? Just a little money. You don't need to go to school. He started stopping me. Like anything I bring home, like any material, and ask, okay, I want to study this, and then he'll stop me. But I was so determined to study. One day, without even asking him, I went and enrolled myself into private school for cosmetology, which is like doing hair and the skincare. So he knew that I don't love that field. So like I'm just going there and I'm just going to stop. Maybe I'll drop out after like a couple of weeks. So when I kind of kept going and going and going, and around like after 2 months, he started bursting out that, okay, you don't need to go to school. I said, no, I want to go to school and I'm going to finish this. Then he said, okay, if you want to go to school, then leave the car key at home. You cannot drive the car. If you want to go to school, you walk. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. This is my car and I'm not going to give you a key. So that's how it happened. And then he even came to school, because when I didn't stop going school, he even came to school and he made a big scene over there also. So he thought maybe by like out of embarrassment, I might stop going. But I did not do that. And like I kept going on and I finished my certification. Meantime, this is about like 2008, I finished my certification. But let's go a little bit back. Since I'm an only child, so I wanted to bring my parents over here for them to visit. And I wanted them to see like my home and everything. So when I started asking him, let's process visa for my parents. I really want them to be here for at least a couple of months. And he couldn't take it that. And it got at the point that he raised his hand. And I was like trying to save myself. And I put my hand like that. And he like put his hand here like karate chop. And he broke my arm in like 2 pieces. So I kind of screamed so hard that right across the neighbor, like literally ran towards my home. And then when they saw me in the situation, they just took me their home. And then that was the first time police got involved, because doctor said that, okay, no, this is something we have to report. So because of that, police got involved very first time. So long story short, people also at that time, like few people in community came to know about this situation, and they asked me, okay, if you want to leave, we can help you to leave and go some safe place. But I was so concerned about his safety and his life, that because I knew that he's bipolar, he has some problem, and if I leave him, what will happen to him? He will be totally destroyed. So because of that, I couldn't leave him. And then another fear also I had, that, okay, since I don't know anybody in the United States, my parents and my family really does not know what I'm going through here. So I had fear also that how I'm going to survive. Yes, I was running his business, I was managing his business, but do I really have the qualification to go out there and get good job where I can make a living on my own? So this is how like one or two more year passed, and sometime in 2009, some argument happened, and he kind of was kept arguing. After some time, like evening passed by, night came. I decided, okay, I'm going to sleep into the guest room today because I just don't want to sleep there and just keep hearing whatever he's saying. So that night, I slept in the guest room. In the morning, about 7 o'clock, I woke up and I was waiting for him to leave. And then I hear noise in the kitchen, in the living room. He was like 9 o'clock. He has not left yet. Then I hear that he started knocking on because I had locked myself inside. So he started knocking on the door. I did not open. And then he started yelling and asked me to open the door. I did not open. So then he started kicking the door. And by third kick, he got the door down. Like door was like totally down. And he came inside the room. He dragged me out in the living room and he started going on the same argument which has started previous night. By that time, about like 2 or 3 o'clock passed by in the afternoon. And now I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, like what I'm going to do now? Like what will happen by the evening or the night? How I'm going to like, will I be alive or will I see next day or not? Like so many like thoughts were going on in the mind, Then all of a sudden around like 4 o'clock, he started asking me, let's go on a ride. Let's go on a ride. So then I said, no, I don't want to go anywhere. And he started on arguing on that. So finally, he dragged me out from the home because he wanted me to get into the car. So he kind of dragged me out from the home and he was like holding my hand so tight. But when we got out from the home, he needed to lock the door. So with one hand, he couldn't handle to lock the door. So he had to let my hand go a little bit. And in that moment, I kind of took that opportunity and I jerked my hand out of his hand and I ran towards my neighbor's home. And he followed me, he chased me, and he was like saying, hey, stop. But I did not stop. And I saw one gentleman was passing by on his motorbike. So when he saw me running and saw him chasing, he stopped in the middle of the road and he made sure that until I reach at the safe place, he stayed there. And that's how I reached my neighbor's home and they opened the door, they let me in, and immediately they called the police. Without even asking me any question, they immediately called the police. And police came, they took all the statement, all the process they did, like taking pictures, like my statement, his statement. And then officer asked me, like, now, what do you want to do? Do you want to go home? Do you have any family here, friends here? You want to go their home? I said, no, I don't have any family or friends here. So then they said that there is another option. Either you can stay back at home or there is a women's shelter. You can go to women's shelter. So lots of things were going on in my mind at that time. And I kind of made that decision in like few seconds, like I was talking in my head with myself, that if I cannot do this today, I won't be able to do it again, So I just decided in that 1 second that yes, no, I'll go to women's shelter. And so June 2009, I went to women's shelter. And about like 2 months, I stayed in the women's shelter. So after, like, while I was in the wound shelter, like, he talked to like couple of family friends. And so they were like trying to contact me, and they were saying, okay, come back, or like, when I was kept saying no, no, no. So then one of the family friend, they offered me that, okay, they were here in Dallas at the time. So they offered me that, like, why don't you just come to our home for a few weeks, and then you decide what you want to do, because maybe being in a women's shelter, you won't be able to think through clearly. So just, why don't you just come here? So then I decided, I felt like, yes, that is correct. About August 2009, I came to Dallas, Texas, from Alabama. So after staying here for a few weeks, now he knew that where I am. So he started visiting here, Dallas, and started like asking me to go back, and started reconciliation and all that. Even though during the reconciliation period, when I kind of didn't agree to some of his stuff, he again raised hand. And then I said, no, I'm not going back. And I had to make another decision at that time, because since he knew that where I am, and that I know that he will not leave me alone. So he was keep coming back. So then I decided that, and meantime, the good thing happened that I found a job here. And so I started working in one of the spa and salon. And I decided to move out from this family's home. So one day I just, like, when they were not at home, because I didn't want to know them to know also that where I am going. So one day I just decided, I packed my stuff. I didn't bring much stuff. Like, I only brought my car, my laptop, and my 4 pair of clothes. That's all I had with me at the time. And my little Krishna. Krishna is a Hindu god. So I had like little Krishna's idol with me. So I left their home, and I put the note that, please don't try to contact me, or don't try to find out that where I am, because since he knows that where I am, so I don't want him to know. So I'm leaving your home. And I left, and then I started my new life. I had just moved into my own apartment. That was October 2009. And now I was thinking that, okay, things will start getting better. And I was talking to my parents also, that was a like Diwali time. That's a New Year, like Indian New Year,
Yes.
like Festival of Lights. Yes. So I was like telling my parents, okay, so this is the last Diwali that we are separated. Like, next Diwali we'll be sure together. And like, I was like trying to settle here. I did not even know single person here except that one family, but I left them. I didn't want to keep any touch with them. So I had to start from the scratch, like from very like ground level. Meantime, like 2-3 months passed by. In January 2010, my neighbor from Alabama calls me, and they are like asking me to talk to my husband. At that time, still I haven't divorced him, or I haven't decided that I'm going to divorce him. So they kind of asked me that, no, talk to him. He needs to talk to you. So then I was like, kept denying that, no, I don't want to talk to him. Finally, kind of, they forced me so much, I had to talk to him. So I took his call, and I talked to him, and he gave me a news that your father passed away. Yeah. So I didn't believe in him. I thought maybe he's just lying, because maybe he just wanted to be in touch with me. He wanted to get hold of me. So he's lying. So then I called my mother immediately, right away. And then she said, no, that's true. Because my family, they did not know that what's going on here. I am separated and I'm living in some different place. They did not know. So they didn't want to give that news to me directly. So they called him.
Yes.
So Now he kind of started asking me that, okay, I'm making all the arrangements, I'm booking your flights, and I'm also going with you. Let's go to India for your father's like last rite. So I trusted him again, and I let him. I gave him my address, and I let him come. I still remember that was about like 9 o'clock in the night when he arrived to my apartment. I opened the door, I let him in. And when I let him in, I was talking with one of the friend about like, because meantime I have met a couple of friends there. So I was talking with them, and they asked me that if you need any help to go to airport, we can drop you. So I was like just hanging up the phone, and then when he entered, so he just like, okay, who you are talking with? Let me see your phone. And he started on arguing on that. Like, my father passed away has been only like 12 hours, not more than 12 hours. And now he's like, instead of being my support, he's arguing with me again that I need to see your phone, who you are talking with. I said, okay, it's been almost now 6 months. We are not living together. And you don't need to see my phone. I don't want you to see my phone, or don't want you to know who I'm talking with. And he got aggressive. And again, like kind of, he got violent, and he shoved me, he cornered me in the kitchen. Again, I had to like find opportunity and run to bedroom. And I closed the bedroom again. And then I called somebody in Alabama, and they talked him out. And it took around like 2 to 3 hours to get him out from my apartment. And friend, after he got out from my apartment, friend advised me that you are like trying to save him most of the time, but I think now this time you really need to report in the police that what has happened. And I'm still thinking about him, that I really don't want him to get arrested, you know. So finally, like my friends, they were able to convince me that, okay, no, you need to just, at least, if that's okay, you just can report. You don't have to get him arrested, but you can at least report, so that will stay on the report. So I'm so glad that I did that actually. And I call, it was like middle of the night, 1 o'clock. And I called police, and the police came, and then I explained the situation. And police took all statement, and they left. So now in the like meantime, I have like made a decision that now I'm not going to India, because I am here in this like developed country where laws are so strict and good. So if he can do anything in this situation where I'm like emotionally very much broken, my father has just passed away. Even though in that situation he can do things like this. So if I go to India with him, I don't know what he will do there. So I decided that I'm not going to India, and I called my mother that this is what has happened. I cannot come to India. So she was grieving, and she had to left all that, and she has to become my support. And she said, okay, that's fine, no problem, you take care of yourself, I'll manage everything here. So now next day morning he comes back, and he starts knocking on my door, and he says that okay, let's go, our flight is around so and so time, let's go. So I told him that no, I'm not going, I really don't want to go to India, I have decided. So he went to leasing office. He asked them to open the door, and they didn't give him a key because since he was not on a lease. So what he did, called police, a 911, and he said that my wife was so drunk last night, and she has taken bunch of sleeping pills, and now she's not opening the door. It looks like she tried to commit suicide. That's how he called 911. So police came, ambulance came, fire came, everybody like at my apartment now, like they are like banging on my door. And now like I'm thinking, oh my God, what is this? And I'm seeing, I kind of look at from the keyhole, and I see that, okay, there is police. So I open the door and I let them in. And within a like few minutes, like maybe 8 to 10 officer like surrounded me, like I was in the circle around the officers, uh, and they started asking me like questions like, what have you like, what sleeping pill did you take, or what you have been drinking, your ex, not ex, sorry, ex, he's now ex. Your husband has, at that time he was not ex, so your husband has called, and he said that you are like trying to commit a suicide, so we need to know. So I told them, I explained the situation and what has happened last night, and I told them, okay, you can search my whole apartment. If you even can find a one beer bottle, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So they did search my apartment. They didn't find anything. So good thing happened that previous night when I called the police officer, that officer also came. And then he explained the situation, and then he got arrested actually. So this is how like my beginning of like marriage life was, like that, like very messy.
Wow. Falguni, it's like a movie.
Yes, like lots of people don't know about my life, only like very few friends, like maybe one or two friend knows like so much in detail.
Yeah.
So when
We won't tell anyone.
but now I'm so ready to like to come out and talk about this, because I was really not aware of domestic violence actually. I learned about domestic violence when I first went to women's shelter. That's where I got educated that what is domestic violence. Because what happens in Indian culture and most of the like Eastern countries, like scolding, yelling, shoving, pushing, those kind of things are like very much normal, right? So when you grow up seeing things like that, though my parents have had a good relationship, but like even though if sometime somewhere some kind of argument happens, that some of the things I have seen, so then as a child you think, oh my god, that's kind of, you start adopting that, and then you think, okay, that's normal. In India, like your neighbor's business is your business. So something is happening in neighbor's house, that you run to their house and then you rescue them, right? So when you see things like that in like your surrounding, in your home, you think that this is normal. So I literally had to educate myself that what is domestic violence. And I came to know about myself later on in life, very late, that I'm empathetic. So I learned about like relationship between empath and narcissistic. That what is a like yes, having empathy is not bad thing, but what is like boundaries? What are the boundaries there? Like what is the healthy empath? So I had to educate myself on that also.
Yes. So as you're talking, actually, there's a little echo. Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear that. Can you hear that?
No, it's good now. It's gone.
It's good now? Okay.
Yes. So as you're talking, I can imagine so many people are in that situation, and so many people stay in that situation because it's like what you said. You felt responsible for your you feel responsible for your loved one, especially when someone has mental health problems, and so you forget all about yourself, you forget all about your own safety and your own sanity, because you're so involved. And yes, there comes a time where you have to decide, okay, I need to detach myself from this situation because it's not healthy for me. And so that you had to do that. And I so appreciate you telling the story so in detail, because Falguni, there's a lot of women who live that way.
Yes.
And I'm sure some men also live in that way, and
True.
so this is really important to talk about. I just want us to take a moment. I know that you've been talking, and I want you to take a breath. I'm just gonna see what people are saying here. There's
Sure.
there's a lot of love and hearts for you telling your story. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So boundaries. We're going to talk about boundaries. And that was part of your healing journey, wasn't it? Finding
Yes.
boundaries. Okay, so we're going to go there. I just want us to be mindful of time. We have 20 minutes to the hour.
Okay.
So we want to hear all about your healing and how you were able to heal yourself from this situation. And where are you now with all of this? How do you look at your ex-husband? I don't know where he is. Like, I don't know if you know where he is, but how do you look at him now? What kind of feelings do you have? What kind of emotions do you feel? Vipa Sharma is also here, and she sends you love.
Thank you.
Okay. Are we ready to?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we're just gonna take a quick break, and you talk about that. We come back and you talk about that. So
Sure.
I just want you to be ready. I'm just gonna take this off, and we're gonna see a little commercial from our sponsors, and we'll be
Sure.
right back. And we're back. And thank you, Flowers, and thanks for sponsoring Dela's Voice today. Okay, so we were talking about how your healing journey started. And so I'm just going to put that banner back on. Okay, I'm all ears.
So my healing journey started. There is a very strange story behind that also. So like whatever I was going through, the healing started like recognizing first that what I really want or what kind of life I want. So, and my constant aim was to how I can help my family also, even though while I was going through like lots of stuff in my own life. Because my family, my entire family, except my parents, they are in a very small village in India. So I always like from a childhood, I really wanted to do something for my cousins and all of my family. So that kind of kept me going, so I kind of didn't stay in that state. I kind of kept taking actions and how I can make my life better. So at the time, like I was thinking that, okay, I want to have a financial stability because I had come with nothing. I had to start from the scratch. So I was working in a salon and spa, but that was not enough. So I upgraded myself and I went and did my certification in esthetician, like laser technician, and I got a job in a very high upscale medical spa here in Dallas. I was enjoying that work. I was working with like doctors and nurses. I was helping people already. But after working in that field for 2 years, I felt like, no, I want more. I want more. So then I got stuck into this accounting and IT field because I have accounting background. So I thought, okay, let me go towards accounting or IT, then I'll make more money. Then there will be more financial stability. And so I was not able to make the decision that what should I learn, like either accounting or IT. So being an Indian, I consulted an astrologer and I asked him a question that what field should I choose? Like, should I choose accounting or should I go towards IT? So when I received his answer back, he said, none of this. you should go towards like healing, either like Reiki, pranic healing, healing touch, aura reading, or even massage therapist, because your hands have a healing power. You can heal people. So when I heard that back, oh my God, like I literally went into depression. I said no, because first of all, I did not know anything about energy healing. This was in 2013. I don't know anything about energy healing. I don't know what is this energy healing. And I'm already into the spa field. And now he's asking me to go towards healing and massage therapist. And so I didn't listen. I got so depressed. I didn't listen. And finally, I was able to manage to get job in accounting field. I started working. Meantime, I started hearing this word, pranic healing, like so much in my own ears and head. So that's how like 2 years went by, and finally, kind of, I got so frustrated, and I had to like say, okay, oh my God, what is this pranic healing? Let me just go and check this out. So I found a teacher. My teacher is Master Stephen Coe. He is based in California. I found him, and I went and attended his first workshop. I went like with like open mind, totally blank slate. I did not know anything about energy healing. And the moment I went into the workshop and I sat through like 3 days, and I felt like, oh my God, I know all these things. I know all these things, you know. I was able to understand everything from like very first day, and I observe and all that, like kind of. So after that experience, I never looked back. Like I kept learning, and
You knew right away that
I
was
knew right
you were
away.
in the right place.
Yeah, I'm in the right place. I felt like I'm home, you know.
Yeah.
So first thing, I was still working in accounting, and I didn't have any plan to leave the field. I was thinking that I'm going to do, and I'm just going to use healing for my own self. So I started healing myself. So I healed myself completely, like emotionally and mentally, through pranic healing. All this trauma, like, because healing takes time. Like healing is like kind of peeling the onion, like how we peel the onion, like one layer and second, third. So like it took me about like some time to get healed, but
There's a lot of
finally,
layers.
yes, there are lots of layers. Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of healed myself. Yes, I did self healing. I took help from other pranic healers. I asked help. The one thing is about my healing, even though I was in a very bad situation, I never stopped asking for help. You know, I asked for help after I come out from the place, like after I came to Dallas. So I I started asking for the help, and I also made sure that I'm asking help from the right people.
Mhm. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started asking. I didn't hold back, or I was not embarrassed to ask help. And that's how like I started making progress. Like I started come to know like different things, different people, and I kept upgrading myself. And by 2019, I started getting sick being in my office, like 10 by 12 office. I started getting sick. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, no, I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to stay in 10 by 12 office all my life.
This is your accounting
This
career.
is my accounting career,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I think that was my calling for healing other people. That kind of started like emerging, but I was not able to make the decision. Um, so when I was not able to make decision, universe made that decision for me.
Yeah.
And when COVID happened, 2020, in May, I was let go of from job. So because of like, since I left the home till that day in May 2020, like I was like keep going. I did not take any break. So I thought, okay, let me just take a break. I'll think through it now what I want to do. So meantime, in that like 2-3 months, the break I took, I realized that I really need to go towards healing and help other to heal and bring awareness towards domestic violence. So that is my main goal now, that I really, really want to heal people, either women or men. And another thing, I really, really want to inspire young girls, especially in a like developing country, in India. Like there are small towns and villages, like girls. I really want to educate them about their self worth and what is the importance of education. So that is my main goal.
How could that help, Falguni? How could that help self-worth and education? Because I totally agree with you. I
Yes.
mean, I was born in Iran, so I understand. And there's a lot of young girls, like 13, 14, 15, being married off in the little villages of Iran. And I totally agree with you that we need to teach girls on self-worth. We need to teach everybody on self-worth. I hate to separate us from one another, but it's so true that we need to understand self-worth. So how could that help? What do you see happen if we did that?
I think that is a very good question, an important question. I think somewhere deep down, I was lacking my own self worth, because like being raised in Indian family where like women are taught to be like take care of family, take care of husband, your husband is your god, so that they don't teach actually what is your own value, what is your own worth, that what are the boundaries, like up to what point it is okay to treat your husband as a god and what is not okay, up to what, after what point you stand up for yourself and say no, this is not okay. So I think teaching self-worth, it kind of brings that awareness and education into the young girls, like why I am focusing on the young girls, because if they learn from very young age, then it will be more helpful
Yeah.
when they get married and when they become mother, and they know that like what is okay and what is not okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so learning about boundaries and as Robert says here, learning about self-esteem, right? All
Yes.
these things these are not taught to us as
Yes.
we grow up.
Yes.
So and no wonder we can get ourselves in trouble. Some and you touched on that, some young girl can get married and get abused their entire life without understanding that this is not okay, without understanding that this doesn't have to be the way it is, that they can come out of this and they don't have to live that way.
Yes.
This is you got a big purpose, Falguni.
Thank you. Thank you.
this
I,
is a
I hope I will live up to it.
this is a big mission.
Yes.
It's a big mission.
Yes.
But all around the world there are lots of people who can use that. There are lots of people who live lives that they don't deserve to live like that. They deserve to live so much better.
Very true. And what surprises me, that like I came to know like women who are so like well established, who are so well established in their career. They make maybe 500,000 a year. I came to know those women, and those women also live in this kind of situation,
Yeah.
and that makes me surprised. Okay, what is in their situation? They are financially free, they are stable, they can do whatever like they need to do. Why they stay in that kind of marriage or relationship? So
Yeah.
that kind of still surprising. So that I think surprising to me, and that's where like I think self-worth comes in. Like yes, if you are successful in one area of your life, it doesn't mean that you know everything about life or you know about self-worth.
You said it earlier too, and I think excuse me, and I think that's really important, is that a lot of times, and yeah, people stay in those relationships because, oh, what if other people find out? What would they say?
Yes.
The stigma, and I know that is so true with developing countries, more so than say North America or more developed countries, because I lived that life. So I know we hide so many things under the rug because we don't want other people to know. Right? So we hide it and we suffer.
Yes, very true. Because I did the same thing. When 2007 he first broke my arm, and my neighbor heard my scream and they ran to my home. That's when they came to know. Otherwise, no one knew what is going on with me. Not even my parents, not even my family. So that is very true. That oh my God, what other people will think, or like what their response will be.
So Myrna's is here, and she says everyone is afraid of being judged. So true. A lot of us are afraid. I wish there was a wand and you would like shake it and you'd be over. It would be over. So I want, wouldn't that be so great to say, I don't care about what other people say. And I mean, we want that because we really shouldn't care what other people think of us. That's none of our business, but it's so hard to get there.
Yes, it is hard. It took me some time to come to this point and talk about my life very openly. I was still a little concerned because I'm a very private person. So I don't share much about my life. And now, like, to get out there and bring this awareness around domestic violence, I had to step up and talk about myself. So then when person or people will see me that, okay, what I have gone through and I have healed myself and where I'm going now, just by seeing that, maybe it inspires them. Okay, there is a way to get out from this situation, and we can do better for ourselves.
Yes.
So it took me lots of thinking to come to this point.
So good for you. Congratulations. Honestly, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I think everybody agrees. Deborah says, it took me to be in my 60s to truly not care. Good for you. Good for you. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yes.
And Bobak says, there is no magic wand.
Yes.
Debbie says, low self-worth leads to insecurity in oneself.
Yes.
That's so that is right on. And Robert has he's so kind, and he sends us so many comments. It's hard to keep up with Robert's comments because he's so generous with commenting. But let's see. But like, I'm grateful you are correcting that comment when I saw manic. Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. That's between the two. That's between the two viewers. Okay. So let's see if there are any other comments here. I want to make sure we don't miss them all. Okay. So now, you are on this journey of healing other people. You use modalities such as pranic healing,
and I use regression hypnotherapy also.
Yeah. Yes. And also, I wanted to ask you actually about those. I wrote them down because I really don't know what pranic healing is.
Yeah. So if you like to have another session and just come and talk about pranic healing, we can do that. And I could do even like live healing also. Or like pranic healing is just a energy healing which utilizes like nature's law, because energy is everywhere. And so I just receive the energy from divine source like sun, earth, moon, trees, my surrounding environment. I channel that energy. I feel my client's energy, see where it needs the cleaning. So like pranic healing based on like scanning, feeling, cleaning, and then energizing with fresh prana.
So who would come to you for this?
Pranic healing can be used for like physical healing, mental healing, emotional healings, relationship, financial. My focus is more on emotional and financial healing, but I can work on other aspect also.
Cool. So meaning if someone is blocked, like someone is, has.
Yeah, so like I work with the energy field, like person's energy field, like I clean their chakras and the energy field. I can feel where is the block and or where is the congestion, and just clean them and re-energize them with the prana. And prana is a Sanskrit word that means life force. And this life force is everywhere. Like we are like moving, talking. It's because of this life
Yes.
force.
Yes.
And it is available to anybody. So what I do is just like I activate body's innate ability to heal itself.
And we all know the body can heal itself.
Yes.
We have to give it the right tools, right?
Yes.
So let's see here. Robert says, much of my energy is from generating joy within the hearts of others. There's always more returned that the action consumes. I love you, Robert. You're such a good man. And and Debbie says, how about for stroke survivors who are in a dark place? Can you help them?
So any kind of energy healing is what it helps to accelerate the healing. Like energy healing or pranic healing does not say that, oh, you don't go like to doctor or you stop your taking your medication. This just accelerates the process. So yes, that can be help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Debbie's right that she says so many become suicidal. Oh, I can imagine.
Pranic healing is a great tool. Yes, to work with suicidal clients.
Amazing. Okay. All right. So then just give us a little bit on regression hypnotherapy as well. What is that all about?
So regression hypnotherapy is like tapping into your own subconscious mind, like going back there and getting the memory out. Like sometime like trauma happens. Like for example, in this life during childhood something happened, or maybe 5 years or 10 years ago something happened. Sometimes we don't remember those memory, and because of that trauma we suffer, and we don't know why we are suffering. So just like I take my client into the trance, and we go into subconscious mind and access those memory and resolve the pain and trauma.
That is cool. That is cool. I totally it resonates with me because I know I know that works. We're always constantly having to heal ourselves from the wounds of the past, but to realize that is the only way we can heal ourselves, is to actually want to do it, to actually take responsibility and say, okay, I'm going to see what I can do about this. And I see a lot of people who are stuck in that victimhood state, and they live there forever. But there's nothing good that comes out of that. So the moment we take responsibility and say, okay, yeah, this happened to me in the past, let me see what I can do about it. Let me see how I can heal it. That is where the power comes. And so you, my dear friend Falguni, have offered to give something to our audience. So I'm going to put your information on the page, and you please tell us what you're giving us.
I would love to offer one-on-one session for pranic healing. If you could just provide me your email address. So first 10 people who gives their email address, either they can comment or either they can send me email. It's fyogi@healinghasta@gmail.com.
I'm going to put it up here for you.
Yes, just send me email there, or just give your email in comment. And I'll reach out to you, and we can find out what is a good time, and I'll be happy to offer one-on-one pranic healing session.
That's a great gift.
It's about a 1 hour session.
That's an amazing gift. So first 10 people to email if you're interested to see what that does for you, right? I'm going to take you up on one of those, actually, Falguni.
I love to do it.
Yes, and so let's see how this is. This is what the purpose of talks like this is, to help each other live better lives, because there's no sense in all of us going through the same hurts and the same struggles and live forever without knowing what to do. And when we have someone telling us this is what they've done, it's worked for them, I'm up for trying anything to see how I can better my life. Aren't you?
Yes.
So let's see. So Babak says, have you ever done past life regression? Do you think that can have any effect on us too?
Yes, past life. So the what I do, like regression therapy, it's called past life regression therapy. So it's not always like person will go all the way to past life. Sometimes they just can go up to like this life, but whatever up to childhood, and then from there I can guide them to go into their past life. Yes, and yes, and the trauma happens in your past life also can affect in this life.
Yeah, yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Robert says, "Thank you, Dela. I love you back." And that did impact deeply. Had I been in deep in the woo woo, there would have been tears of joy. A little, Robert. I don't. You're so awesome. That a compliment felt so nice long ago. I could not accept them. I hope today you take compliments, my friend, because you are you are a true blessing. Okay, I have a message from Miek. Miek says, Falguni is a true giver, generous from the heart. Debbie says, we must first accept what's happened to us, then forgive them and ourselves, then move forward without any more anger. So freeing, right? So freeing.
Yes.
And Robert says, what a great man thinks nothing of his actions, because in all things he has excelled in ways uncommon, outstanding ways, not easy, extremely hard, not easy in appearance, not easy. Debbie says she loves you, Robert. Okay. All right, everyone, we're out of time. Reach out. The first 10 people to reach out to Falguni on her email, right there. You see it, right? F Yogi Healing Hasta at gmail.com. You can sign up for her free one-on-one 1 hour healing session, and let the healing begin.
Yes. Yes. And I forgot who said about forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness is the first step where healing starts. So forgiving for like ourselves first, we need to forgive ourselves, and then other people.
Yes,
And then
so right.
healing takes place from there.
You're so right. Okay, so Falguni, I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes to finish this talk. I am so blessed. Thank you so much for being here. So take a couple of minutes and leave us with whatever you like.
Yes, thank you so much, Dela. I really, really enjoyed our conversation, and it's a great platform to reach out to people. And in my journey, my mission is to like spread the love and heal people. Spread the love in the world and heal people. With that, I want to close.
Love is all we need.
Yes.
Love is all we need. Right? I mean, there's nothing stronger than love to connect us all. And so I want to thank you, my friend. You have a big heart, and the work you're doing is very, very important in this world. So thank you for sharing your story with us on Dela's Voice today. So I just want to leave your information for 2 more seconds for people if you want to see it. F Yogi Healing Hasta at gmail.com. You can also find Falguni on Facebook to send her a direct message. Sign up for her free one-on-one hour of healing session that she's offered our viewers here, and start your healing journey. That's so freeing. So Thank you, everyone who's been with us today. I want to thank you for spending the past hour or so with us. And I hope that you enjoyed this talk. I hope that you got a lot of blessings today from this talk and learned as much as I did. And if you did, if you found this talk helpful, please share it with other people to spread this inspiration, information, and motivation. And as always, this has been Dela's voice, hoping to spark your soul. Until next time, please subscribe on YouTube. Have a blessed day, Falguni.
Okay, bye.
Stay so we can chat after the show.
Sure.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.